Good day, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Fayette Focus. Harry Wright with you. Today, my guest from the Fayette County Historical Society, we have Bev Mullen. How are you?
I am good today, and you?
I am wonderful. And we have a young man named Dylan Page. How are you?
I'm great, sir.
Wonderful. Now, tell us about Dylan.
Dylan is at the museum. We not only have our regular adult trustees, but we have student trustees. We pick one from each of the 3 school districts in Fayette County. Dylan Page is our trustee from Miami Trace School. He will be a senior this year. He just completed Boys State with the American Legion, that the American Legion sponsors. I'll get this out. He also just was named Showman of Showmen at the State Fair. And
County Fair.
I'm sorry, the county fair.
Yes.
Well, it's the best fair in the state. That's how I get confused. And now he has a project that he's working on for the museum, and I will let him tell you about that.
Well, I want to talk to you a little bit about, because Dylan and I have something in common. I, too, went to Buckeye Boys State. I was the mayor of Suhr City, S-U-H-R. The cities are all named after famous veterans. And so anyway, ran for city council and was elected and got to be president of city council. And then the mayor did some naughty things, and he got ousted out, and the president of city council became the mayor. So what exciting post did you have?
I was my city service and safety director when I was at Buckeye Boys State in the city of Garrity in the county of Munson. I ran for the state representative of my city, and I tied. So in any state office, a tie automatically registers at a coin flip to break the tie. So I called the coin flip. I called heads, and it was tails. So I was not my city's state representative, but I had a great week being the city service and safety director, and I worked with the city mayor and other individuals in city council and appointed positions in the city to pass ordinances in the city during that week, and had a great time.
And you learn a lot about politics, how things work, and if you have a problem and you go to the city or get frustrated, sometimes it takes a while, but all the meetings have to go on, don't they?
Yeah, so every day we had 2 or 3 meetings every day, city council meetings, and we passed probably 2 or 3 ordinances. So at Buckeye Boys State, they give you a list of problems that you have to solve, and you have to pass ordinance or give funding to certain departments to figure out that problem. For example, there was one West Nile virus, so we had to buy mosquito nets to keep the mosquitoes population down. And there's various problems throughout the day. And I think also being in city government, a lot of people understand the federal government or even at the state level, but then when you get down to county and city, it's a good experience because 75% of all the jobs there are either you have an actual like working for a utility or you work for the city or the county. There's 9 total counties and I think 20 some cities. So a lot of these jobs are in those local governments. So you get a good feel for how your local government runs.
Still held up at Bowling Green State University?
No, this year was the first year that moved to Miami University.
So we got to go up there and to the home of the Falcons, and that was a lot of fun. And I can remember they put the masking tape on the sidewalks, and there was passing zones and no passing zones. And if you wanted to walk across the grass, you had to get a pilot's license and pretend you were a helicopter while you were going across the grass, or they would bust you. Is that kind of?
Yep, still the same way today at Miami.
There you go. Some of the silliness is still there, Bev.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Now, you've got a project at the museum. I'm going to hand you the microphone. You tell us about it.
Okay, so my project at the museum, my Eagle Scout project, it's a sidewalk restoration. So currently there's brick pavers, and Bev, one of our senior board members.
I object to the word senior.
What? You're one of the longest serving members.
Okay, I'll take it.
See, that's senior, not the others. We won't go there. But she has trouble walking on uneven surfaces. Yeah. So the project will also, it shows the community that there's stuff happening at the museum on the exterior. A lot of the stuff that happens at the museum happens inside, and not everyone gets to see that. So this will be a good opportunity for community members to see it and also provide safety and security for the people visiting the museum. So currently the brick pavers are unlevel. In certain spots they've settled. So what we'll be doing is removing all the pavers, bringing them up, adding a paver base foundation, then a sand foundation, and laying the pavers back and putting a polymetric sand to lock the pavers in and paver edging.
Sounds like he's going to make it really easy for you to get in and out.
Yes, and I am very grateful.
And not just you, but everybody that comes.
Everybody else. It'll be better for wheelchairs. It'll be better for people on canes. It'll just be better all the way around. For you people, when you come to visit, it will be so much nicer for you to be able to walk in on level paving.
And speaking of visiting, museums up and running, and Saturdays and Sundays open from 1 to 4.
Exactly. Fair Week is over, and we had, for those of you who stopped at our booth at the Sheriff's Command Post, thank you. We hope you enjoyed what you saw, but come on in and see what else we have about World War I.
Well, not just that, but the rest. Come on in and see the rest of the stuff.
And as you drive by and Dylan and his crew is out front working, wave at him, yell thanks to him.
What kind of a time frame are you working on, Dylan?
Hopefully we'll have the project finished by September 30th. That's the expected finish date, but a lot of Eagle Scout project planning, you set a date and then you can either finish before or after, and you explain why that happened. It's all about leadership and problem solving.
And if you keep records along the way, anybody in the future that wants to do the same kind of a project can look at your records and say, well, this is the problems that they ran into, and they can avoid those problems.
Correct, yes.
You got a smart guy there. Of course, you know, everybody associated with the museum is smart.
Yes. But we're very fortunate with all of our student trustees this year. We're just very pleased with them.
Well, you know, I think in years past, you know, it seems like the cream of the crop always come to the museum.
Well, because we're pretty picky.
Well, as you know, and you can be. I mean, you know, because you have one from each school district, Fayette Christian, Miami Trace, and Washington Courthouse. So you can be picky.
We can be. We've taken the very best from all three places.
Tell us.
We're enjoying them all.
I know the World War I thing is going on, but tell us what else is going on.
The upstairs has been remodeled. Now, that doesn't mean the rooms have been replastered or anything else. That means that even the museum can have too much stuff out. And so we have spent a whole day putting things away, moving some cabinets around. Dylan was with us that day. I think it just looks marvelous.
Yes, it looks great.
Everything feels fresh. Everything, you can see what you're looking at. There's not as much distraction going on.
It was a little.
Well, part of it is our fault because we love everything that we have and we want everybody to see, but the eye simply cannot take in that much stuff at one time.
I was going to say it's kind of jumbled, and so when you look at it, it was confusing because there was just so much. So now you can like concentrate on things.
That is exactly what we've done, and it looks really, really nice. Everybody's just going to be pleased to see it.
And it's air conditioned.
It's air conditioned, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, everyone I see, I go, hey, you know the museum's air conditioned. Go check it out.
Oh, it's so important to know that we're air conditioned now. You can actually go upstairs and still breathe, and it's just wonderful. It's marvelous. If nothing else, just come and look at the air conditioning.
So Saturdays and Sundays from 1 to 4, the museum is open. And if you would like to make special arrangements to come, maybe you can't come Saturdays and Sundays 1 to 4, but you have another time, please give them a call at 740-335-2953, and you can make arrangements to visit.
That's it.
See, I knew that.
Yes, you did. I've trained you well.
You have.
Look, I've trained everybody. I can take the rest of the month off.
You can take everything off. That's right. All right. Well, I don't know about Mr. Roberts might not like that. You might just show up. I do want to thank Dylan and Bev for coming in and visiting with us today on Fayette Focus. It's always a pleasure to talk to you about what's going on at the museum. And young man, thank you for doing everything you do.
Thank you for having us, Harry.